Welcome, Unicornian. Blueunicorn here. In our previous episode, we learned that logic can be sound, and yet sarcasm is still mildly humorous. We also learned that just because someone is a police officer does not mean they are bad. However, as an anarchist, Blueunicorn believes that the fact they force people to pay them for a service that most never need or want is technically one thing that makes them all bad. But in this episode, we will learn something entirely else. This is One Bad Apple, installment number 2. Several psychological factors apply to those whom seek positions of power. Blueunicorn cannot speak to what those might be, but Blueunicorn knows a few things about a person in a costume. You see, when a person wears a costume, the costume itself will change that person's behavior to some degree, but wearing a costume of a good guy does not always mean the wearer is fit to wear it. For example, Florida Man has this wonderful costume, but he's wreaked havoc for years, no matter how tight those pants are. And as you can see here, just because someone wears a clown costume does not automatically make them funny. Incidentally, there are people that are just clowns by nature and often become clowns and feel right at home wearing a clown uniform. Likewise, there are those people that are just bullies and or victims of bullies, and so then seek out professions that accommodate their proclivity and or want to dominate others. The matter is that someone wearing ordinary clothes would be shunned by society if they acted like a clown or acted in a violent or offensive manner. Yet in some magical way, wearing the costume, the common perception of acting clownish or violent becomes something more acceptable or righteous. In one instance, an action is called highway robbery, and then in turn, the very same action could be called asset forfeiture, merely because of some magical words and perception of authority from this costume. But simply wearing a police uniform does not mean the wearer is a good guy any more than a clown costume ensures that the wearer is funny. Thus concludes installment B of Blueunicorn Presents One Bad Apple. Stay tuned for serial number 4, The Mask.
Blueunicorn fans out.